Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Hello. You guys signed on before I was trying out something. I was testing out something through Zoom, actually, and you guys got caught in it. So my apologies. Hello. Hello. Come on in. Hope I didn't lose a lot of people. Well, welcome, first timer. I love it. I love it. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's hard to test some of this stuff out without actually doing it. So I should have done it earlier in the day so you guys wouldn't have gotten confused. So my fault. I'm going to be bringing you guys on live, soon. And so I was trying something out with my Zoom. So thanks for being patient. Come on, you guys, for this mystical Monday. Come on in this room. We always have lots to talk about, don't we? Lots, lots, lots. Everybody feeling good tonight? Yay, yay, yay. Well, hello. Love from Australia. Right back at you, Australia. I love it. I actually had two people that were going to participate in my class last Saturday, but because of the time difference in Australia, they couldn't take my class. So I was like, oh, I got to start thinking about that in the future. These international people who aren't on our time zone, they can never take my classes because it's always like early, like in the morning for them. So I got to do better with that. Hello, good evening to you too. Thank you guys for coming. I always tell you, you could have been anywhere tonight. So many things, so many platforms for you to choose from, and you chose to come be with little old me on this mystical Monday. I love it. Thank you so much. So much. I heard a quote today and it resonated with me so loudly. I'm going to tell it to you guys. You guys tell me if it resonates with you too. Um, Oh, you did. Wait, before I get to that, that's right. You did take my class, and it was 1 a.m. your time. I don't know how you did that, child. That's dedication, dedication, and thank you for saying it was amazing. I appreciate that. Hello. So I heard this quote, and it said, "People who want to see you win will help you win." I'm gonna say that again. People who want to see you win will help you win. I was mind blown when I heard that because guess what? That is so true. I look at the people in my life right now, and if people want you to win, they genuinely help you from the heart, like with no expectations, just complete like excitement and joy for helping you and wanting to see you move along. And if they don't want to see you do that, more than likely, people don't usually give you the time of day or they don't bother with you. Did y'all know that? Like I'm telling you, we're gonna talk about this tonight with this energy on the planet. It's gonna really make you look at all of the relationships you've established throughout your life. You're gonna start really seeing them differently. Good PM to you too. Good PM to you too. Oh, David, you said shout out to Cash. Yeah, I wish, you know what? I wish he was on here. He didn't join us tonight, but I'll be talking to him this week. I'm going to tell him somebody sent him a shout out on my live. So, did any of you guys see Cash and I, last week on our live on Instagram last Tuesday? It was Tuesday, right? Yeah, last Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Who was there? Was anybody there? It was like magical. It was so much fun. We tried to do all the like truths of the universe in like 2 hours. We obviously didn't even put a dent in it. It was so much to talk about, and we had so many topics to cover. Oh, yeah, you were there. Okay, you said it was powerful and awesome. It just was. So when we got off of the live, we were like, okay, we got to do this again. We definitely got to go. We did like Truths of the Universe part 1. We were like, okay, we got to do part 2 cuz we didn't even like touch the surface. We just kind of did a whole lot of stuff. So, yeah, thank you to you guys who joined us last week cuz it was just phenomenal. I got a lot of feedback from people who said, wow, I felt so not just enlightened after you guys got finished, but I just felt like just different, like a little bit more evolved, so to speak, because it just seemed like we were just two beings down here just shooting the breeze about some higher consciousness stuff that was like filtering out to the collective, like just going and going energetically, and you could feel it. So, she says you wanted us to keep going. I know it was 2 hours and I was just getting amped up. We were just getting to it. So we will definitely do a part 2 when I talk to him this week. I'll see if I can like narrow down a date um with him so we can do it again. But yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, thank you guys again for joining us. So, okay, I'm going to get moving. It's 9:05. I'm not going to wait till 9:10 like I usually do. I'm going to, move to the beat of the drum of you guys who are in here now. Thank you for being prompt. So, guess what we're going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about the Council of Light. Yes, we got to talk about the Council of Light because they are sending downloads to us like crazy right now, like super duper crazy. You think I was getting downloads last Tuesday during that live with Cash and I? You guys are getting them like by the second, by the minute, by the hour. They're coming. Now, let's do a refresher for those of you who aren't familiar with the Council of Light. They are a group of light beings who are helping us discover the hidden parts of ourselves, okay? They're helping us to kind of evolve and step into our more spirit self, our more light body self, okay? Our more cosmic self. They are helping to expose our gifts, each of us, our individual gifts that we all have, so that we can help to manifest the lives that we desire, okay? The Council of Light sits in the higher dimensional planes, and they are in constant communication with us, these divine beings of light, okay? I want you guys we're going to switch off our human receptors right now. We got to switch on our cosmic receptors. Let's go to the extraterrestrial part of us, okay? All of you, as I mentioned before, we know we're all wearing this uniform, this avatar. You pull back the layers, you have our soul, you have our DNA, which tells where we've traveled throughout the galaxy and throughout the universe. All of you, guess what, are aliens. Yes, you are. Now, what alien species you most identify with? Let's do roll call. Tell me some of the alien species you guys identify with. If you know, if you don't know, say I don't know. I identify with Pleiadian, 100% Pleiadian. Um, Pleiadians are a lot of the times spiritual teachers, okay? Okay, we got a Syrian in the house. Ariel says Syrians. I love Syrians. You want to know why? Because they are kind of childlike a little bit in nature, but they're also like, no, let me take that back. No, I'm thinking of Lyrans. Hold on. Syrians are more of the wisdom. They have a lot of wisdom. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of abilities to do things related to not magic, but just manipulation of energy. I love Syrians. We got an Andromedan in the house. Yay, we got two Andromedans. Yes. You guys know I love the Andromedans, okay? They can do both. They can be masculine on one day, feminine on another. They can be beings that share happiness, lightness. They can help to uplift you just by making you laugh and smile. Those Andromedans are like pure gold, pure gold. And I told you guys, sometimes we associate a lot of individuals in the LGBTQ community as being Andromedan because that planet, Andromeda, doesn't do a sexual like orientation. They don't do male, female, girl, boy, same sex, different sex relationship. They don't do any of that. You just are. You are what you are, what you are. If you're divine masculine, you just divine masculine. You're divine feminine, you're divine feminine. You got a little bit of both. It's okay. There is no term to separate you as it relates to that. So I love the Andromedans. Okay, let me get off the Andromedans, right? I'll just stay on that all night. Somebody says angels. So you relate more to the angelic realm as well, because you also said Syrian. You can also have angelic DNA in you as well. You don't have just one. Remember that. You've traveled the cosmos. You've picked up and kind of mutated in through different types of beings and forms. So if you resonate with two, three, four, five different species, not uncommon, not uncommon. Someone says, I don't know yet. No problem. Someone says fairies. Yes. I'm starting to come in contact with a lot of fairies. And you can tell the fairies because they literally seem like they are walking on fairy dust. They are very positive. They are very, what do you call that when people always come up with the positive and everything. You guys know what I'm saying. They're like that. They never, or they almost try not to see the negative in stuff. They always try to stay in positivity mode. And they're very light. I always say they're light and fluffy, but they're not fluffy in terms of their bodies, just the energy and the aura around them. I just love that. Somebody says, I love mermaids. Guess what? You probably have an origin of being mermaids. Did you have like frequent ear infections as a child? A lot of mermaids or people who are beings of the water have like issues with their ears here on the planet Earth. They'll have a lot of ear infections and things and have to get fluid drained a lot as a child and sometimes leading into adulthood. Always, when that happens, usually they come from that background of being in the water. So okay, we got like a variety of beings in the house tonight. Yay, yay. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, she says, OMG, yes, I have ear issues. Well, OMG, guess what, Elle? You have a little bit of that mermaid DNA in you. I want to tell you guys a secret. When you say what you think you are, it's your soul telling you what you are. Okay? So we oftentimes will say, oh, I think I'm Pleiadian. Oh, I think I'm Arcturian. Oh, I think I'm Syrian. Oh, I think I'm Lyran. No, you are. You are. Your soul is telling you what you are, but your human self is not in the mode of being certain. It's always got to question everything, doesn't it? It's always got to go, nah, maybe not. But your soul is the one downloading, telling you, yeah, that's it. So I love it. 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 Okay, let me get a sip real quick, you guys. Okay, so we got a variety of beings in the house tonight. Okay, so if we have all of these beings in this room tonight on this live, you can imagine what the Council of Light is made up of. They are beings from all over the galaxy. They are not here to they're not here to judge us. They're not here to condemn us. They're here just to assist. They're observing us right now. They're observing every single thing that we are doing here. Okay. So when we get our assistance, our direction, our guidance, a lot of times right now, we're getting it through and from them through source, AKA God. Okay. So we got this whole tier of information coming down to us at this time in the form of downloads. All right. And so I'm getting them like crazy. Let me tell you, my dreams, you guys, I have had to wake myself up multiple times during my dreams because they're so real. I am moving to different dimensions and experiencing myself on different planes like every night. Every night, I'm always literally in that place where I can feel, experience, and know that I've left this earthly plane and I literally have to keep waking up to bring myself back to here. You guys are doing that too. You want to know why? Because right now, your um holograms, if you want to say it, okay? Remember, I told you guys exist on multiple planes simultaneously. There's a whole lot of future yous, okay? Right now, we are collectively, we are kind of bringing all of ourselves together. They're all kind of immersing into one, so to speak. So if you're receiving like some experiences, some downloads, some gifts that are starting to be activated, more than likely they're coming from the future higher part of you that is like kind of combining with the you that exists in this now. I hope this kind of makes sense. I'm going to take it as slow as I can to make it as clear as I can. So, like myself, I am merging with my higher me. You want to know why? Because you guys, because I'm getting higher in my vibration, consciousness, and awareness, because I'm merging with the higher me, I'm having a hard time physically functioning on the planet. You guys, I'm getting really dizzy. I'm getting vertigo a lot. I'm off balance. I'm grounding as much as I can, going out into nature, sitting on the ground and in the grass, barefoot, getting grounded. But you guys, I've had to resort to getting on Amazon and getting me some behind the ear stuff to put in a roll on to keep me like straight in terms of this vertigo because I'm off balance. So you guys are going, wait, Dawn, you might have inner ear problems. You could have problems with your brain happening. You can have like all this stuff happening, making you off balance. Did you get checked out? You better make sure that that's okay because it may not be that. Well, guess what, you guys? I'm 10 steps ahead of you. What did I always tell you? When you get checked out and there's not a medical explanation for what you're experiencing, you know without a shadow of a doubt that it is a spiritual um phenomena happening to you at that time. Now, my spirit guides, my higher self, my soul, everything told me what it was, but I still to appease like my husband, I went through the channels of having testing, visiting specialists. I went through all of that because I just wanted to keep him at peace and calm. But my team had already told me, okay, Dawn, you're getting into your light body now and you're a little off because there's some things you got to change. So you guys know that I've been having this thing as it relates to eating meat. Remember, you guys, I told you guys when I last left off talking to you guys, I was a part-time vegetarian. Like I was a vegetarian on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, maybe on a good week, and then I ate meat the rest of the time, right? So now I've had to really pull back the meat for real this time. Now I'm not telling you guys to pull back the meat to ascend. You don't have to do that. But because of what I'm doing, the work that I'm doing, the energy work that I'm doing, the meat is weighing me down a lot as it relates to me receiving and being an open channel to spirit and source for getting energetic downloads and messages so that I can complete what I'm doing now, which is coaching you guys in these sessions or connecting and meditating with my inner self. I'm not saying you got to do that, but I'm saying where I am right now, I'm having to because my body is now starting to physically react to me being resistant to doing and eating the things that I know I need to help me to function at my best capacity for what I'm doing. Okay. So we are now getting our light bodies, they're active, they're getting activated, but it's pouring in. And so, you guys, there's a lot of people now who are into fitness. Everybody's getting up, moving, and exercising. Everybody's walking. Everybody's trying to lose weight now. Everybody's become consciously aware of what they're putting in their mouth and what they're doing in terms of their physical well being. It's not by chance. It's not by, just coincidence. TikTok is loaded with people posting workout videos, people who are obese, who are now getting up because that energy that's coming in now, okay, that's filtering in, that is being downloaded, is pushing us to get moving because it's time for our light bodies to like form and morph, if you will. Okay. All right, so we got the Council of Light who's assisting us, okay? We are now starting to drop the density. The density is these human bodies. They're very dense, they're very heavy. All right, we've been carrying them for hundreds of thousands of years. We are now trying to drop this density. And so by doing that, we're starting to become lighter, actually physically lighter as it relates to weight, as it relates to energy, as it relates to our interactions, as it relates to all things that are weighing us down. Okay. Now, let me see. Winter says crazy because I haven't eaten meat for 4 years, but now I have strong desire to eat fruit only. Your body may be craving a little sugar, Winter, because even people who are I said I was going to say getting ready to say diabetics. Even people who are vegetarians are now craving meat. I've seen a whole lot of people who have been diehard vegetarians. They are now pescatarians. They're eating a little shrimp or they're eating a little fish because they're having a craving for protein. Everybody's body is craving something different based on what it needs to assist in ascension. That's why I told you guys, I'm not saying don't eat meat. I'm saying for where I am and what my body needs, I got to pull it back. But for some other people who don't eat meat, for their ascension process and to help elevate and move them out of the dense space, you may be craving sugar or you may be craving like more protein, aka meat. Like everybody's got their vice right now that is kind of pulling at them to assist them through this ascension process. I'm wanting you guys to be aware because look, these energetic downloads affect our light bodies differently. They affect us all differently. There is no one set way to ascend or to evolve, okay? So your body's going to be taking you through a process. And it's going to be a process that's going to involve some changes or different routines than you've usually done, okay? Things that you're not used to kind of move you out of where you are and move you forward to where you're trying to get to, okay? So now, look, we got the Council of Light trying to help us with our ascension. So, what exactly are they doing, right? You guys probably know they watching us. What what are they watching for and what's happening? Okay. So, guess what, you guys? They are watching because tests are now showing up for you guys. I said tests, tests. Tests are showing up for you guys so that you can start to get an idea of what you're capable of. Because guess what, star seeds? We are now starting to get our assignments for the new earth. We're now starting to get our guidance in terms of what our roles are in the new earth. So now you're being tested. It's like you're getting the midterm exam. It's time for the children to see where they are in their evolution and what they're going to be doing as we move to the new earth. Okay, now y'all say, well, wait a minute. What are the tests? Like, how I know I'm in a test? Like, what's happening with the test? You guys, you know when you're being tested when you are healing your inner child. That's one thing. You are dealing with issues that you've been dealing with since you were young. Some of you are dealing with the ability to speak your truth. You've been dealing with it since you was little. You don't talk or say how you feel, you push it down and you keep being in situations where you got to speak up, but you won't do it. You're going to be doing that for your test. Your team, the council as well, everybody's watching to see, are you going to finally realize what these situations are that you've been trying to heal since you were an inner child? And are you going to try to heal them? Okay. Because guess what? They could be lining you up to be a wellness practitioner or an energy healer or a teacher. They're trying to get you there, but they can't because they're waiting to see if you can get through that one part of the test, okay? All right. Another thing that they're looking at, they want to see if you're starting to claim your role. Okay, what does that mean? Claim your role. You guys, what did I tell you 2 weeks ago? I said, you know what? I've changed my title. I realized I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. I mean, look, I was going back to my old title. I'm a spirit intuitive guide and cosmic messenger because I speak to beings all throughout the universe. Okay. So I changed and evolved in terms of who I am, what I represent, and what I'm doing. We're all evolving. So the council is like, okay, she's got it now. She's not just angels and deceased loved ones and ancestors. She's talking to Pleiadians, Sirens, people from the galactic federation. She's talking to beings everywhere, and she realizes that now. So she's evolving. She's stepping into it. Okay, Dawn, do it, girl. Keep going. So the council is looking to see, are you evolving and stepping into your role? You guys are, because you know why? I'm looking in these sessions, and some of you who are repeat clients, I'm watching you. I'm watching you go from coming to me, asking me about energy blockages, to moving to now you're doing dream interpretations. You're moving to Reiki and healing techniques. Like, I'm watching you guys move through the process. A lot of you are evolving right in front of my eyes. You're stepping into your role. You're getting all of this foundation, background, practice, knowledge, on the job training that you don't even realize, and you're evolving and moving into it. I love it. I love to watch it. So the council is watching you guys evolve and stepping into your roles. Okay. Now, your roles don't even have to be along the lines of, like I just said, like specific practices related to spiritual work, like those particular titles. You could be someone who was working in an office, doing office work. You are now working from home. You are now doing extracurricular things on the side, outside of your work at home, that revolve around your interests, your hobbies, your loves, things that you want to do. You're now moving towards wanting to start a business, and then you're moving toward, like, you keep evolving, you keep going. You guys don't realize evolution comes in many forms in your spiritual growth process. Some of you, as it relates to, I'm going through a lot of you who I do sessions with, examples of evolution. I've had people who have been afraid to speak up and have kept themselves in relationships that were toxic and no longer serve them. They are now moving out of those relationships. They are now spending more times with themselves. Look at this evolution. They are now meditating more and connecting more with spirit. They are now hearing the voice that is guiding them. They are now questioning and asking questions to this voice and getting answers. They're moving towards giving these answers and assisting other people with guidance and information. Some people are moving into being channelers. Okay, getting this information from the divine and speaking it. Like, all of you guys are evolving. Everybody's moving in a rhythm and a flow. So now the council is starting to look at you and say, do you recognize the flow that you in? Do you recognize your evolution? Do you recognize how you're evolving and where you're going to? They're looking at that because they want to see who is aware and who is ready to move into that fifth dimensional placement for the new earth, because we're getting our assignments, you're getting your positions, you're getting the training and getting ready. Okay. All right. The council is also looking to see um, how often you guys are starting to feel more like you're in the fifth dimension and not the third. Okay. Now, I told you guys, you're going to float between the two. You're going to float between the third and the fifth. Are you now recognizing when you're floating and moving between the two? Okay. Because I told you that's going to be common. You're going to be floating back and forth until you get to the point where the third is like not even in your energy field. But for now, you're going to go back and forth. And so, what the council is trying to see, if is if you're moving, if or when you move between, are you recognizing like, oh, I'm in the third. Let me change something. Let me rearrange what I'm doing. Let me pull back. Let me self-evaluate what just happened. Or let me look at who I got around me. Or let me, see if I handled that correctly. Like, are you starting to do more of that? Are you doing more self-analysis? Are you doing more like changes within your life when you notice something is off? Because that's what the 5D is. You feel and know that you're off in some way, and so you go back and you try to correct or try to handle it a little differently. Okay, when you're in that 5D, you have that realization. Okay, if you're in 3D, you're business as usual. You don't really know, you can't tell a difference. You vibrate where you are, and you're not really cognizant of the need of the changes that or the things that are being taught to you so that you can make the necessary changes. Okay, so the council is looking at you to see how are you doing with moving between the third and the fifth, because we're all moving between it, but the key is to understand and know when you're doing it. Okay, all right. Now, while they're watching you, you guys are going, okay, so why are they watching us to see all of this stuff? Because they're looking at the planet as a whole. They can gauge where we are in terms of our evolution by looking at how we are handling some of these things that I mentioned to you right now. Okay. So they can tell collectively, like, wow, they're moving because now they're doing this, and this. They're evolving. Or they could be going, oh wow, for the most part, some of them are, but they still got this much more to go. Like, let's just continue to amp up these downloads and keep bringing these, allowing these frequency upgrades to hit the planet, the grid, and let's just keep observing and looking. Now, you guys got to understand why they're observing and looking. Okay. Understand that this council of divine light is not here to hurt us, they're here to assist us. And at some point, they want to make their presence known to us. They want to literally come to this planet Earth, interact with us, and assist us. But they can only do that if we are vibrating at a certain frequency. Because if we're not at that certain frequency, we're going to display fear, confusion, distrust, like all of these things that are going to make their appearance and interaction with us not for our highest good. So they cannot interact with us or make themselves known to us until we reach a certain frequency, which is where they are, their frequency, so to speak. Okay. Because when you're at that frequency, you will align with them and you will not come from a place of fear. You will be able to receive and communicate and understand in a way that is promoting your evolution and growth. But we're not there yet. We know we're not there yet as a planet. I want to say we're nowhere near that, but we're near, but not very close. Okay. So that's why they're watching. They're watching, engaging. When is the time to connect? When is the time to come interact with us and move us forward into the future selves or the future way of being? Okay. All right. So, for most of you, you're now going through some activation of gifts. You don't realize it because things are happening and you don't recognize them as gifts that are happening. Okay. We know that your intuition is getting heightened. You're starting to be more psychic in everything that you do, and you're starting to feel. You're starting to feel kind of what is off to you, off for you, and around you. Okay. That should be getting heightened for everybody right now. Everybody should be feeling or sensing when things are off around them, when people are off, when people don't have your highest good in mind. You should be becoming keenly aware of that as you evolve. Okay. Now, star seeds, I'm calling you all star seeds because if you continue to come to this live on Monday, on Mystical Mondays, you more than likely are a star seed because you wouldn't be energetically drawn to this if you weren't. Okay. I need you now, star seeds, to recognize the people in your life. because these downloads now are making these people stick out like a sore thumb. It's making the people that are no longer in like alignment with you or no longer at your frequency stand out. And in some instances, if they don't stand out, the frequency is making them say or do things that let you know they are not in alignment with you. Case in point, I spoke to a family member yesterday and I said, "Oh my goodness, I haven't talked to you." I said, "You haven't called me in so long." So I decided to call you and see how you were doing. And she said, "Did I ever used to call you? I never used to call you really. I don't really call anybody." That was a mic drop moment for me because I was like, oh my God, I guess she's right. She didn't used to call me. I'm the one that always used to call her. So spirit showed me that you think, you think, not to say that there's no love. Yeah, we love each other and there's no hate or anything like that. But the impressions you have of certain people as they relate to you in your life are not how they're perceived, not how they perceive it to be. And that's going to start being shown to you very clearly. Don't get hurt by it. Nothing to be hurt about. It's just to show you where the different frequencies are, okay? Where everybody's vibrating differently. So now, if you know these things ahead of time, you know kind of where you meet with that person in terms of interactions. You know if you're interacting or speaking with a person that may be dealing with a lot of emotional things that require them to kind of be alone, one on one, to kind of do some inner growth work for like awareness and healing. You know when you're around someone who is like always supporting you and assisting you and cheering you, you're going to start knowing these people are going to start becoming more prevalent and aware to you. Okay. Your soul tribes and groups are coming now. They're coming. And so you're going to start knowing without a shadow of a doubt who is in your soul tribe. Now, let me tell you something, you guys. Let me tell you something. You're going to get to a point in this journey where you're down to a soul tribe of one. And guess who that one is going to be? You. That's how it's intended. You have to get to the soul tribe of one so that you can recognize the divine soul tribe that you have chosen prior to coming here and that you can see is now coming towards you. So if you have to get down to one, it's okay. It's okay because you're going to start building and adding on and adding on and adding on. And these soul tribe members are going to come from the last place you would expect. I'm getting a lot of my soul tribe members through you guys. Like I'm getting people that want to volunteer to assist me. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, really? Like what? I got people who are connecting with me that I've never met except via this or during a session who are, like very supportive and I feel so connected with. And, we talk for hours and, you guys, it's okay. It's okay because you're now like, how do I say this? You're closing the chapter on relationships that were serving you in your vibration where you were at that moment. Okay. Because remember, everybody's doing their own thing, doing their own lessons, doing their own um, assimilation and ascension. Everybody's doing their own thing. Okay. So understand when it's time for you to detach and let go from the ones that you have been walking and holding the hands with all this time. Okay. Because that season may have ended and it's okay. Doesn't mean you got to cut people off for good. Just means that you now understand where you are in this and how to respond accordingly. That's all it is. That's all it is. So I'm getting a lot of eye openers, a lot of eye openers in terms of people in my life. Not bad at all, but just making me aware of where I am and what I am now attracting into my energy field. Okay. So for all of you people who are awakened, don't start thinking you better than everybody, because that's what happened. You be like, oh, they low vibration. Oh, I'm gonna lead them there. Oh, they got trauma. Oh, they got this. I'm gonna lead. That's not what you're doing. And don't ever look at it as such. Okay. You are merely recognizing now that your experience is your experience, their experience is their experience, and that your two experiences may not be meshing at the same frequency at this moment. And that's okay. That's okay. All right. So when you look into like your evolution, because like I said, you guys are starting to get your gifts, intuition being one of them. All right. For some of you, your connection to spirit is so powerful that the synchronicities are phenomenal, meaning you're thinking and things are showing up right in your energy field almost simultaneously. You could literally, let me tell you how my synchronicity is like outstanding right now. I literally said, like over the weekend, I told Spirit, I said, okay, you know what? Let's get down to the get down. I am recognizing all of these people that are coming into my life now, who I'm recognizing are my soul tribe because they want to see me win. What did I tell you guys in the middle of or the beginning of this video? People who want to see you win, help you win. Okay? They do. And so I'm seeing a lot of people now that are celebrating with me and assisting and helping because they want to, and they're moving into my energy field like by the droves. Okay. And so I told Spirit, I said, I need you to pinpoint to me. Okay. Because Spirit will do this. Pinpoint to me and make me know without a shadow of a doubt. Heighten my intuition and my awareness and my discernment so that I can move into the energy of my new soul tribe and start to become aware of where I need to move a little away from, okay, to keep me in alignment and move forward on my journey. And then I did that phone call I just told you guys about, clear as day. When the person tells you, I never used to call you. Baby, can you get any clearer than that? It can't get no clearer than that. You don't even have to second guess. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to what. But Spirit worked through that person, like put it out there, like the what you thought it was, it's not. Okay, you may care about each other, you may love each other, but the relationship is not aligned to where you think in terms of where you are in your journey. Okay. So ask if you feel as if you're developing your ability to recognize and to see synchronicities, meaning things that you think come into your energy field. Start speaking to spirit, start speaking to the universe, start saying, show me, and then finish the sentence. If you need guidance and you need, without a shadow of a doubt, information, it will be given to you right now through these downloads because they are here. Okay. Now, I told you guys in the beginning about how I have to wear my little stuff behind my ears, like to keep my vertigo kind of okay. Well, I've only had to do that twice and it seems to have gone away now. So it's kind of maybe a temporary thing, an energy thing. It was happening during the full moon cycle. So go figure. It may be a little bit of both. Um, but I want you guys to start paying attention to your ability to not just sense energy and what people may be feeling about you, but I want you guys to start tapping into your thoughts. Start tapping into figuring out or maybe just guessing what other people are thinking. You're going to be surprised how your telepathic abilities are developing during this time. Okay. Everybody's telepathy is shooting up because guess what? That's like one of the superpowers that we're all going to be evolving into. Because why? Remember, these higher dimensional beings, a lot of them don't do this, talk like we talk. It's telepathic communication through your thoughts. So we're all going to be developing the ability to do this. So start just trying it out. I got a young lady who always tries to think about what I'm thinking, or trying to guess things about me. She'll text me and go, "You're eating spaghetti, right?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "Damn it, I tried." People are trying, just try to start using your intuition and telepathy, and the more you start using it, you're going to find that you're getting more and more spot on. Okay. In the past, people have been scared of telepathy. Everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want to know what people are thinking. Oh, what if they're thinking something bad? Or, oh, what if I, find out something I don't want to know?" But guess what? You're going to, as you increase in frequency, you're going to be able to do it whether you want to or not. I mean, well, no, I'm not going to say whether you want to or not, because you have free will. You don't have to. But as you evolve in frequency, it's going to come with the territory. You just will. So, like I told you guys, like they always say, empaths, we are so highly in tune to other people's energy, actions, and thoughts that you could sit there and try to BS us. We'll look at you and just, okay, nod our head and like let you think like we have no idea that you're like lying or that you're not telling the truth and you're, thinking something else than what you're speaking. But honey, we know it all day long. I'm really good at that. I'm so good at that because throughout my life, I've always been able to do it. But I've always thought it was me just being nice, like I'm just gonna be nice and just let this person think I don't know if they lying and just smile. But no, that was always my telepathy and my intuition at work. And so now I'm in tune to it and I use it. I use it significantly. So we're all starting to use it. So I'm telling you this because I gave you some of the things that the Council of Light was observing and watching. That's another thing they're looking at. Like, how are we responding to the gifts and the downloads that they're giving us to enhance those gifts? Are we using the gifts? Are we running away from the gifts? Okay. So they're looking to see if we're embracing this stuff or are we pushing it away and let's ignoring it. All right. So if you're like me, baby, I'm embracing all of it. I'm taking it all in because I know that this is not who I am, what I'm looking at now. I know that for all intents and purposes, I am part of like the Council of Light because I'm a divine being of light, just like they are, just like you are. So the more they help me to evolve into my true self, I'm like, bring it on, bring the frequency, bring the downloads. Come on, let's get this show on the road. Okay. So that's another thing that they're looking at. So I want you guys to understand that it's going to come a point where you're going to have to start expressing who you are without fear. Okay. Now, I'm one to talk, right? It took me almost 15 years to open my mouth and say, okay, you know what? I can hear spirits. I can communicate with the spiritual realm. Like it took me a long time to get to that point because you guys, the frequency and the energy on the planet was not where it is right now. Everybody wasn't as open to spiritual communications and evolution and, cosmic types of things as it relates to communicating with extraterrestrials or beings like that just wasn't it 20 years ago. But now it's to a point where we can now start to move into speaking and our truth and who we're evolving into without as much fear. Now, do I want most of you guys who just identified yourself as different beings to run out and tell everybody, hey, I'm a fairy, hey, I'm an angel, I got angel DNA, hey, I'm from Syria. No, I'm not saying that, but start to embrace what comes with being the being that you are, the characteristics that go with it. Okay. Start being a model of who you are so that people could say, wow, she acts like this, or he does that, or, I wonder what's different about them. I wonder, so that maybe you can stimulate or spark a conversation as it relates to the evolution of the planet and start to educate and get more people who are teeter-tottering with their awakening some comfort and assistance on their journey. The Council of Light is looking to see how much or how often we're doing that. You got some people, I'm going to give Cash his kudos. You guys, Cash's videos, if you look at them on TikTok, the boy is phenomenal. Like 800,000 followers. His videos are so educational. They teach you about all things related to like divine beings of light, extraterrestrial, some of the hidden truths about this planet Earth, information that's been kept from us as it relates to the government. Like He's giving you the whole thing. When I say he is living out his purpose as a rainbow star seed and educating and awakening and enlightening and uplifting the collective, bravo, bravo. He's doing it. He's in his truth. But he didn't start there. He did not start there. This was a process of evolution because of the frequency that we're in now. V says, I enjoy watching his videos. Absolutely. You can tell, as good as his movies are, even though they're short, you know he's gearing up for the big one. There's going to be a movie at some point because you can see it coming. And so I'm here for it. I am here for it because he's going to step into the role that he came, which the role that he was assigned to, which is to educate the collective, probably through cinema. Okay? So everybody's evolving into their role. We're all starting to get our assignments. Okay? But the thing I want you to remember is I want you to maybe start to, when I say expressing who you are without fear, you don't have to go as so far as to say, hey, I'm from Syria, like I told you. But you can start to say, hey, I got boundaries now. I don't accept people who act like or speak like blah, 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 blah to be in my presence anymore. I can't do it. I got a boundary. You could start at that level of starting to express who you are, because the truth of who you are is you crave divine peace, love, joy, happiness, all of that. So you can start stepping into that and speaking it. Okay. So we're all having to step into something at this point so that we can start evolving to where we're going to. Okay. So the council is looking at how well we heal our traumas, our childhood, our inner child traumas, how well we recognize the people in our life right now. And we start to do like a kind of categorization and moving people around and bringing new people in and like going this way. We're going through that right now. Okay. Exploring like our emotions, okay? And then look, they also want to see if you're exploring what you love doing, okay? Again, I'm going to use me for an example because that's all I can do is the best example is my experience. I love communicating with people. I love helping people to problem solve and figure out how to get out of situations that are causing them difficulty. That's been me all my life. Okay. So it would make no better sense than I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Because I'm evolving and that's part of it. And I kept moving towards it. You get to where you're trying to get to in terms of your gifts, abilities, and contribution to 5D when you start with what you love doing. Okay. As I mentioned before, someone could love like teaching, a classroom teacher, teaching children. That could be where you start. And then you evolve into teaching children self awareness, self confidence. Then you evolve into teaching children how to handle energy that does not sit well with them. Then you evolve into, maybe being a practitioner or something that has to do with making children aware of their higher self and who they are. So start with what you love and then start moving in it. But guess what? You got to find what you love, you guys. That's what a lot of people are frustrated with or have been frustrated with in the old energy, finding what they love. A lot of people say, I don't know. Sure, you do. If you have to go back to when you were a child, think about what you love doing as a child. That's usually setting the stage for what you're going to do down the road. I told you guys when I was younger, I loved to play school and I was always the teacher. Always. I wouldn't even play school if I wasn't the teacher. So that makes sense that that was where it started and then it evolved into this. So go back to that childhood and see what it is you love and get into it. Get into it in some way and let your spirit self, spirit body start to move you into your 5D role. Okay? Because you got a role to play. Okay. I heard somebody use the term ground crew. We got the sky crew and the ground crew. You're here on the ground crew. So you're here to assist the planet on the ground. So let's start moving to it, right? Let's start walking into it. Questions? Um, Mike says, who is the person's name again she's talking about? His name is Cash. Cat. Oh, I call him. His nickname is King Cash. He's on Instagram, and his Instagram name is I'm King Cash. So IMKINGCASH. I'm King Cash. Right, Cash. CASH, as in money. I'm King Cash. And if you want to catch the live that he and I did last week, it's on his Instagram page. In the on his grid, in terms of like the series from last week. You'll see it. Very good, very good. Let's see who else. She says she enjoys watching his videos. Sharon says she's seeing complete strangers in her dreams, and within hours, she sees them wherever I'm at. Okay, let me try that again. Let me read that again because that didn't make sense to me. I read it wrong. I'm seeing complete strangers in my dreams. Within hours, I see them wherever I'm at. So, wherever you are in your physical life, like when you wake up, you're seeing them in person. Is that what you mean? Sharon, clarify that. Let's see what else. Any more questions? Let's see. Oh, these are people talking about what they did, what they don't eat anymore. Okay. Elle says, does cheese weigh us down? Because you love cheese. So cheese, it's not that cheese weighs you down, but large quantities of dairy can sometimes interact with the parts in your stomach area, and cause some difficulties as it relates to your chakra system, your solar plexus and sacral chakra in that area. And so too much dairy, may be an interference, but you don't have to stop cheese. Just really be mindful of the quantity of cheese that you're eating. You don't have to stop anything if you don't want to. It's just how much of it. So, like my spirit guides didn't tell me to stop eating meat. They didn't say stop. They just said monitor how much you're eating if you're going to eat it. Okay. Because remember, you're here to have an experience. You came here to have your earthly experience. And as I mentioned on the live last week with Cash, I said, you know what? I came to earth for the food. I know I came for the food because where I'm from, we don't have food. You don't have to eat food. So this food experience here is like all right with me because it's like something different. And so my spirit guides always have to remind me, girl, moderation. Like you can do what you want, but just take it slow and easy. Like, because they know. So yeah, you came here to have your earthly experience while at the same time learning your life lessons and advancing your soul. Okay. Any more questions? Now, I want to say one more thing before I let you guys go. We have a lot of walk in souls on the planet right now. I told you guys this several months ago. Walk in souls are higher dimensional beings of light that are stepping into human bodies that are already formed, meaning not in the womb, they're already born. They're like a walk in could come into my body. Okay. That's what I mean. So they're walking in, these higher dimensional beings are walking into like developed human beings, and developed in terms of, I mean, like growth, age, things like that, because they are assisting with bringing the light and balancing the light. Okay. So maybe we'll talk about that on another live about the walk-ins, because I can tell walk-ins like very clear as day. They stick out to me like a sore thumb, but you guys may not even be able to tell if there's a walk-in, a higher being that has walked into a human body and having the experience and is kind of getting into the flow of this human life. They're kind of fun to watch and interact with. Okay, so you guys, I am now doing one-on-one coaching sessions again. I had stopped for a brief moment, but I'm going to be displaying that on all of my social media platforms. They are now open. I am going to post a coupon code for you to get a discount if you book a one-on-one coaching session right now, because right now is people are like experiencing a lot of things and are needing a lot of answers. So I'm going to try to make it a little affordable for you guys. So I'm going to be posting that on social media. You guys, please like this video. Please, 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 please like this video. Subscribe if you have not. If you're watching the replay, please leave me some comments and some feedback. It's unfortunate that all of these comments during the live don't show up afterwards. But I love having dialogue with the people on the replay because the insight that you guys have is great. So please leave me some comments and some feedback. And you guys make sure to follow me on Instagram at Discovering Your Inner Light, because I did some live readings, not last week, but the week before, which were great. And I may do those at any moment. So if you're following me on Instagram, you will become aware of when I do that, because it's just whenever I feel like it. I know that's bad, but I got to be really energetically ready to do those. So just be on the lookout. And that's on Instagram. And my Instagram info is Discovering Your Inner Light. And so, and also, you guys follow me on there too, because I also have information about Cash and I doing a part two to our universal truth, doing another live. Okay. All right. If there are no more questions, Elle says she loves my videos and can't wait to do a session. Oh, Elle, I can't wait to meet you in the session and work with you. So thank you. Thank you. You guys, you have been great tonight. You have been a wonderful audience. Also, in the comment section, you guys give me some ideas of some topics that you would like to hear. I have an idea that someone gave me as it relates to like black magic, voodoo, just all of that kind of stuff, and how to be aware of it, handle it, all that. So I got that in my Rolodex. I got it in there. But you guys know I'm spirit led. Like if spirit, I'll get a download in terms of what the collective needs to know at that moment based on where we are energetically. So to the person who told me that, I still remember. Don't think I haven't forgotten. I'm just moving in the energy that I'm being given. So you guys, if you have any suggestions about topics, please put that in the comments section as well. Okay. All right, you guys, it has been a wonderful Mystical Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. Okay. All right, everybody, take care and have a good rest of your night.